Hey, what's up, guys? Last week we talked about what to do when things are going really well. And the counterintuitive answer is nothing. Of course, by nothing, I didn't mean just sit there and stare at the wall all day. I meant do nothing to try and control or micromanage the good times you've manifested. And that's because life interprets any attempt to control it as resistance and begins to take away the thing that you work so hard for. So today, I want to continue last week's theme of doing nothing by talking about something personal. Remember at the end of last year when everyone seemed to be looking forward to 2021 because the hope was that things would settle down and go back to some semblance of normal? Well, how's that working out for you? I mean, we should have known better, right? Life brings adversity in proportion to our desires for a better future. And clearly we have some pretty strong desires as a society. Going back to normal would have only happened if we all gave up on our desires for an improved life. And for me, 2021 has been anything but normal. At the beginning of the year, I had lots of big plans. I was about to launch my first book, and I had an elaborate marketing plan that included webinars, a new coaching program, and my first podcast. And I launched the book on February 5th, got 2 weeks into my plan, and then my mom passed away. Now, it wasn't a total surprise. She'd been dealing with ovarian cancer for about 5 years, but I didn't think February was going to be the month that she'd transition. She had just closed on a home in Lubbock, Texas, so she'd be near my brother and the grandkids, but ended up in the hospital with a complication during the Great Texas winter storm. You know, the one that caused all the power outages? Remember that? Well, anyway, she eventually made it to a Lubbock hospital, but never got to walk into the new home that she bought. When she passed, I thought, okay, I'll take the next week or so and handle her estate, and then I'll get back to this book. Well, life stepped in pretty quickly and took over. After about a week of trying to control how this was going to go, I woke up one morning and I just let go. It no longer mattered how many copies of my book sold. I wasn't swallowed by grief as much as I was awakened to the present moment on a new level. All I really wanted to do was spend time with my brother and his family, and with my own family. Those of you who know me pretty well know how important my dog Chug is to me, and he has his own health challenges. So if I wasn't with my brother, I wanted to be around Chug. So as you can see, when it came to my career, life was working overtime to get me to do nothing. And for the very first time in my professional life, I was willing to listen. And I can honestly say that I've completely let go of trying so hard to make anything in particular happen. And you know what? I exceeded my income goals for the first quarter. Now that's not unusual for a Capricorn, but it was the easiest it's ever been. The best part about this is that I'm not worried or stressed about what's going to happen next. And that is highly unusual for me. So I'm putting this in the growth and lessons learned column. I mean, I still have business goals, but for the first time, they're general enough to leave room for life to figure out all the details. And when I got home from my initial Texas visit after her passing, my mom sent her first message. When she was still in her human body, we talked at length about my experience with my father's passing and how after several years I began getting clear messages from him. So we made a deal that when she transitioned, I'd do my part to raise my energy as high as possible to meet hers, and then I'd listen. I just didn't realize she'd communicate so quickly. It was a Saturday morning, and I was on the rowing machine at my gym outside in the sunshine. I was finally getting over the initial shock of her passing, and as I was rowing, closed my eyes and focused my intent on being happy. I didn't have any specific thoughts, just a desire to be happy on the rower. And it was like with each row, I felt better and better until suddenly I saw an image of my mom. And interestingly, my dad, but my mom was laughing at me. It's not like she was making fun of me. The message she had for me was that she was fine. Better than fine, actually. She was happy. And she was asking me to be happy. So since then, anytime I've started to feel sad about her passing or irritated with anything else in life, really, I see this image of her laughing. It's like she's committed to making sure that I internalize this lesson fully. Jason, can you just let go of the details and be happy? And I'm pretty sure it's working. These days, I'm embracing qualities I have that used to irritate me because I could tell they came from her. Have you ever noticed yourself doing things your parents used to do and you swore to yourself you'd stop it? Yeah, me too. And in a lot of ways, I'm just like my mom. So there's plenty of times when I'd cringe at myself. But now my intent is to embrace all the unique qualities that we share, whether they used to irritate me or not. And this is totally new territory for me. There are still times when I revert back to trying to control the outcomes, but they're much shorter than before. And I think that's because I finally understand that there is nothing to control. Life always takes care of us, even when we have no clue how it's happening. Now, I've known that intellectually for a long time. Like whenever I look back at a challenging time in my life, I can see clearly how life was working things out in my best interest all along. But today, not only do I know that, I understand it. Growing up, I heard two things consistently. Your mom is so pretty, and oh, you look just like your mom. So what, you calling me a pretty boy? I don't know, maybe they were, and that's fine by me. My mom was definitely pretty, and she always loved to dress up and go out to brunch and then go shopping. It was one of our favorite things to do together. Looking nice was always important to her, but being nice was especially important. Her most endearing qualities were kindness and thoughtfulness. And as often as people would comment on her physical beauty, they'd mention how nice she was to them. And I might still have some work to do in that category. Also, her obsession with making every holiday special was legendary and probably a significant factor in Hallmark's profitability. She was known for sending cards for every occasion and for no occasion. And when my brother and I got older, Easter baskets morphed from chocolate bunnies into chocolate protein bars. And she always considered birthdays extra special. Not one year passed where I didn't get a call on the exact time of my birth, which is 11:59 a.m. by the way. So this is my first Mother's Day without my mom in physical form, and I'll be going to brunch and shopping to honor her spirit. And to all you moms out there, thanks for listening to me this week. I wish you a very happy Mother's Day, and I hope you're made to feel really special today. Well, you guys, my name is Jason Edwards. It's going to be a great week, so let's get out there and build a top producer life.